Howdy Spartans, Miss Hester here, going with another worksheet from converting decimals to fractions. Oh no! Okay, out of the way you. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Focus. Okay. So what we need to know first of all is place value. We have the and it represents the decimal, and to the left we have the ones, tens, and hundreds place. And then to the right of the decimal we have the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. And if you notice, to the right of the decimal ends in a tith with a ths at the end. So let's check and see, get off my paper, check and see the examples they did. We have 6 and, there's our decimal, 4 in the tenths place. 6 and 4 in the tenths place. Next one, 15 and 6 in the hundredths place. So they have 15 and 6 is in the hundredths place, but they have a 0 to hold that place value. Can't leave it blank. Okay, let's go to the next one. 345 thousandths. There's no and, so 345 goes after the decimal. And you notice it ends in the thousandths place, so that's our 345 thousandths. Next up, 100 and 21 hundredths. So let's start with the 100 and put your 21 and it ends in the hundredths place. Next up, 7 in the thousandths place. That's way over here, is 7. So what you have to have is a decimal, and you have to have zeros for your tens and your hundreds, and 7 in the thousandths place. You can put a 0 in the front if you want, but it's not necessary. Okay, next up, 7 and 4 in the tenths place. So 7 and 4 in the tenths place. We're done. 3 thousandths. So the 3 is in the thousandths place, but you have to have your decimal with your placeholders. 0 in the tens, 0 in the hundreds, 3 in the thousandths. 3 thousandths. Next one says 500. So 500, and we're done. You could put a decimal in zeros, but it's not necessary. 3 and 8 thousandths. So 3 and 8 goes in the thousandths place, and you have to have placeholders. So 3.008 is 3 and 8 thousandths. Last one, woohoo! 8 in the tenths place. So put a decimal, and an 8 goes in the tenths place, and we are done. So now that you remember your place values and where things go, we can use that to convert each of these decimals into a fraction and then reduce it to simplest form. Now remember, when you're reducing to simplest form, options are to divide the top and bottom number by 2, divide by 3, divide by 5, divide by 10. These are your 4 main ones, and occasionally there's a divide by 7. So let's start with 0.54. 54 is in the hundredths place. So we would write that as 54 hundredths. And there's your fraction. So next up we're going to reduce it. I'm going to divide them both by 2 because 54 and 100 are even. If it ends in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it's an even number. So half of, or 100 divided by 2, is 50. And then 54 divided by 2. If you need to, work it on the side. 2 goes into 5 twice. 2 times 2 is 4. I have 1 left over. Bring down the 4, so now I have 14. 2 goes into 14 7 times. So 54 cut in half or divided by 2, 27. Okay, can I reduce it again? Well, how can I get 27? I can do 9 times 3, but 9 and 3, neither one of those can go into 50, so we are done. Next up, number 2. 8 is in the tenths place, so we're going to write 8 tenths, which simply reduces down to 4 fifths. Okay, and then we have a 0.25, which is 25 in the hundredths place. So we're going to put 25 out of 100. And if you divide them both by 5, you would get 5 over 20. And then that's not reduced all the way down. Divide that by 5, I get 1/4. Or simply, if you know that 0.25 is 1/4, you can write it down and you are done. So it's good to know the benchmark fractions and decimals. All right, up to number 4. Which fraction is a 0.125? 1/8 0.125. Now see, I'm done. I could have reduced it and reduced it and reduced it, or I just remember 1/8 is 0.125. Okay, then we have 5.3, which is 5 wholes, and 3 in the tenths place. 3 and 10 cannot reduce down anymore. 0.75, how much money is that? That is 3/4, 75 cents, 3/4. Okay, 0.24, move that up. So 24 is in the hundredths place. And I can reduce 24 and 100. I can divide them by, oh, can't see it. You can divide them both by 2 because they're even. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. 100 divided by 2 is 50. Okay, it's not all the way down yet. We can divide them by 2 again. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And 50 divided by 2 is 25. I have mail. Now 25 is a 5 times 5. And 25 can be divided by 5, but 6 can't. 6 can be divided by 2 or 3, but 25 can't, so we're done. 6/25. All right, number 8. 2 wholes, and 6 is in the tenths place. 6/10 can be reduced, 2 wholes, and 3/5. And then finally, number 9, 0.625. Well, that's got to be one of the 8s. It's more than a half, so I bet it is 5/8. 1/8, 0.125, 2/8, 0.250, 3/8, 0.375, 4/8, 0.500, 5/8, 0.625. Yes. Okay, that concludes it. We are finished. Have a great rest of the day.